My name's David Rodwin, and this is The Life. When I was a senior in high school, I'd never had a girlfriend. In fact, I'd only ever been on one date. But there was this girl who I really liked, but I just didn't know how to approach her. It didn't ever occur to me to even really ask her out on a date. Instead, I waited for my opportunity in between the time when school ended and drama club began, because during that half-hour period, we would all go and get snacks at a nearby convenience store. It was far enough away though we needed to drive, and since I finally had my driver's license, one day I stole away with just me and her, and we went to the convenience store, and I decided to do something really indulgent. I got my favorite snack in the world, Hostess chocolate cupcakes. Now we go back to the car, and I figure we're just going to drive right back, but as I put my keys into the ignition, she says, "Whoa, ho, wait a second. We could just eat our snacks here." And I say, "Oh, yeah, sure, that's a great idea." And I say, do you want one of my cupcakes? And she says, "Sure, that'd be great." And then she says, "Would you like me to feed it to you?" And I think, sure. So she takes a little piece of the cupcake, and she brings it right up to my mouth. And I just very daintily, without touching her fingers, wrap my lips around the chocolate cupcake itself and put it in my mouth and chew it and swallow. And then she says, "It's your turn." So I take a piece of the cupcake and I put it up to her mouth. But when I do that, this time, she licks the cupcake and gets my fingers wet in the process. And then she takes the whole thing, including my finger, right into her mouth. And then I realize, oh, that's the game. I've got this. Two people can play this game, and this is a really exciting game. I like this. So now it's her turn to feed me again, and she takes another piece of the Hostess chocolate cupcake, my most favorite food in the entire world, and she puts it right in front of me. And now I have a girl combined with the Hostess chocolate cupcake, which is now like the best thing plus. And I take not just one finger in her mouth, but I start to suck it all the way up and down. And she looks like she is really turned on by this, and I'm thinking, yeah! We are gonna start going places now. This is the hottest thing I have ever done in my entire life. Now it's my turn. I take some cupcake and I give it to her, making sure that I have some cream filling in this piece as well. And she licks the cream filling right off. And then she just devours the piece, including my fingers. Now she takes two of my fingers and she puts it right into her mouth and she starts sucking both of those fingers. It is the most obscene thing I had ever seen in my entire life. You have to understand, this is 1987, and I'd seen one porno for like 2 minutes at a friend's birthday party. I had no context for this. Certainly, what she was suggesting I'd never experienced. So it was blowing my mind. And I'm like, yes. She's like giving me the green light. Things are gonna really start getting hot and bothered now. In fact, I can barely restrain myself, and I'm just glad that I'm sitting down. And then it's her turn. And she takes another big piece, making sure she gets a lot of that cream filling on it. And now I decide it's time to make my move. I'm gonna go for it, and I'm gonna prove that I'm a man. And when she puts it up to my mouth, I take her entire hand and swallow it. And I just start sucking. And I close my eyes because I'm really getting into it. I'm just sucking and closing my eyes. And then I finally open my eyes. And I see she has a mask of horror over her face. Like she has no idea what I'm doing. And then I realize this was not the game I thought it was. And I am more embarrassed than I have ever been in my entire life. And I take her hand out of my mouth, I put it back into her lap, and without saying anything, I just start the car and drive back to school. But I have to tell you, for the rest of my life, I will always consider the Hostess chocolate cupcake to be one of the most erotic foods in the entire world. My name's David Rodwin, and this is The Life.
Yesterday, I went on Facebook and I asked friends, do you have any suggestions for a stylist who could make me look like that? And my friend John wrote me back and said, hey, you don't need a stylist, you need a geneticist. Thanks, John.